Inordinate. Excessive or unusually large. Example, he spent an inordinate amount of time playing video games. Menace. A threat or danger. Example, the stray dog became a menace to the neighborhood. Testimony. A statement or evidence given by a witness under oath. Example, the witness provided compelling testimony that helped convict the defendant. Confiscated. Taken away by authority. Example, the security officer confiscated the prohibited items at the airport checkpoint. Sardonic. Mocking or sarcastic. Example, his sardonic laughter filled the room after hearing the poorly thought-out plan. Vindictive. Seeking revenge or showing a desire for revenge. Example, she was vindictive towards her ex-boyfriend after their breakup, spreading rumors about him. Irksome. Annoying or irritating. Example, the constant buzzing of the mosquito was highly irksome during the camping trip. Forlorn. Lonely, abandoned, or hopeless. Example, the forlorn puppy whimpered outside the door, hoping to be let back inside. Veritable. Genuine or true. Example, the old house was a veritable treasure trove of antique furniture and artifacts. Bemoan. To express sorrow or disappointment about something. Example, she bemoaned the loss of her favorite necklace, searching everywhere for it. Nomad. A person who travels from place to place rather than living in one fixed location. Example, the nomad followed the migration of animals across the plains in search of food. Foolhardy. Recklessly bold or daring without thinking of the consequences. Example, it was foolhardy of him to attempt to climb the mountain without proper gear or training. Lax. Not strict or careless. Example, The lax security measures allowed unauthorized access to the building. Loath. Unwilling or reluctant. Example, he was loath to admit his mistake, fearing it would damage his reputation. Sanctity. Holiness or sacredness. Example, the priest emphasized the sanctity of marriage during the wedding ceremony. Imperious. Bossy or demanding. Example, the imperious teacher told the students to be silent immediately. Blurt. To say something suddenly and without thinking. Example, she blurted out the answer before anyone else could speak. Wretch. A person who is in a very unhappy or unfortunate state. Example, the wretch begged for food on the streets. Falter. To hesitate or stumble in speech or movement. Example, his voice faltered as he tried to explain his actions. Humiliation. The feeling of embarrassment or shame. Example, his humiliation was evident after tripping in front of the entire class. Boon. Something helpful or beneficial. Example, the rain was a boon for the farmer's crops. Rivalry. Competition between two or more parties. Example, there was intense rivalry between the two basketball teams. Stumble. To trip or make a mistake. Example, she stumbled over the uneven ground and almost fell. Poll. A survey or collection of opinions. Example, they conducted a poll to see which candidate was leading in the election. Charismatic. Having charm or magnetic personality. Example, the charismatic leader captivated the audience with his speech. Perished. To die or be destroyed, especially in a violent manner. Example, many people perished in the earthquake. Blizzard. A severe snowstorm with strong winds and low visibility. Example, the blizzard blanketed the town in snow, making travel impossible. Bane. A cause of great distress or annoyance. Example, insects were the bane of his existence during the camping trip. Culprit. A person responsible for wrongdoing or a crime. Example, the police caught the culprit behind the burglary. Anticipation. Looking forward to or expecting something. Example, the anticipation of Christmas morning kept the children awake. Scepticism. Doubt or questioning of something. Example, there is skepticism about the effectiveness of the new treatment. Halted. Stopped or brought to an end. Example, construction was halted due to bad weather. Apprehension. Anxiety or fear about something that might happen. Example, he felt apprehension about the upcoming exam. Incumbent. Necessary as a duty or responsibility. Example, it's incumbent upon us to take care of the environment. Coalitions. Alliances or partnerships between groups or individuals. Example, the political parties formed coalitions to gain more votes. Diplomacy. Negotiation and communication between countries or groups to resolve conflicts. Example, diplomacy helped prevent a war between the two nations. Fraternity. A group of people sharing common interests or goals. Example, he joined the fraternity for networking opportunities. Tactics. Plans or strategies used to achieve a specific goal. Example, the coach discussed tactics before the big game. Depiction. A portrayal or representation of something. Example, the painting is a depiction of a beautiful landscape. Extremism. Holding extreme or radical beliefs. Example: political extremism can lead to violence. Impugned. To challenge the truth or integrity of something. Example: he impugned his motives for the decision. Set aside. To reserve or save for a specific purpose. Example: they set aside money for their vacation. Jurisdiction. The authority or power to make decisions or judgments. Example: the court has jurisdiction over this case. Forthcoming. Available or ready when needed. Example: more information will be forthcoming in the coming days. Controversial. Causing disagreement or argument. Example: the new policy was controversial among the employees. Mistrust. Lack of trust or confidence in someone or something. Example: there was mistrust between the two political parties. Unanimous. Fully in agreement by everyone involved. Example: the decision was unanimous among the committee members. Deliberate. Done consciously or intentionally. Example: it was a deliberate attempt to deceive. Anarchy. Absence of government or authority, chaos. Example: during the revolution, there was a period of anarchy. Narrative. A story or account of events. Example: the book provides a narrative of the historical events. Accommodation. A place to live or stay temporarily. Example: they found accommodation in a hotel during their trip. Execution. Carrying out or completing a task or plan. Example: the execution of the project went smoothly. Confiscated. Taken away by authority as a penalty. Example: the police confiscated the illegal drugs. Imperative. absolutely necessary or essential. Example, it's imperative that we finish the project on time. Serene. Meaning, calm, peaceful. Example, the lake looked serene in the early morning light. Benevolent. Meaning, kind and generous. Example, the benevolent stranger donated money to the charity. Ubiquitous. Meaning, present or found everywhere. Example, smartphones have become ubiquitous in our daily lives. Ephemeral. Meaning, lasting for a very short time. Example, the beauty of the cherry blossoms is ephemeral. Resilient. Meaning, able to recover quickly from difficulties. Example, despite setbacks, she remained resilient and determined. Voracious. Meaning, having a very eager approach to an activity. Example, he is a voracious reader, finishing books within days. Pernicious. Meaning, having a harmful effect, especially in a gradual or subtle way. Example, the pernicious influence of gossip can damage relationships. Lethargic. Meaning, sluggish, lacking energy. Example, after a long hike, they felt lethargic and exhausted. Cacophony. Meaning, a harsh, discordant mixture of sounds. Example, the city street was filled with the cacophony of honking horns. Aplomb. Meaning, self-confidence or assurance, especially when in a demanding situation. Example, the speaker addressed the audience with great aplomb. Meticulous. Meaning, showing great attention to detail, very careful and precise. Example, the artist was meticulous in every brushstroke of the painting. Quagmire. Meaning, a difficult or precarious situation. Example, the political issue turned into a quagmire with no easy solution. Pervasive. Meaning, spreading widely throughout an area or a group of people. Example, the scent of fresh flowers was pervasive in the garden. Tranquil. Meaning, free from disturbance, calm. Example, the forest was tranquil, with only the sounds of nature. Prolific. Meaning, producing much fruit or foliage or many offspring, abundant. Example, the author was a prolific writer, releasing several books each year. Thanks for watching and subscribe us for more.